Hey guys, it is Mike here from Baltimore Rides, wrapping up Friday night, the 29th. The year has almost come to an end, guys. We are rapidly approaching New Year's. Excuse me. And Friday was kind of another mild, excuse me guys, sorry, I got indigestion, mildly paced night. Finished the night right around $160, and it was kind of a slow and steady wins the race evening. You know, there wasn't really any dead periods per se, but it wasn't really that busy either. And you know, it's 2:30 in the morning, Saturday morning. I am not expecting, you know, I looked at the map, there's no surge, there's no boost at all in DC right now. Or at least I didn't qualify for any, but there's no lift power zones either. So, you know, it's kind of, I think they're all, both ride-sharing companies know that like the madness is really not going to be until Sunday night, you know, New Year's Eve. So I think we'll see some activity tonight. We'll see some activity tomorrow night, Saturday night, but really Sunday night is going to be the main event. So, you know, am I surprised that there wasn't, you know, boost or something, at least, you know, driving kind of the nightly business? I mean, a little bit, because there's been boost in the city every Friday and Saturday night that I've started since I started driving in DC. You know, whether it was an, you know, exciting weekend or just a normal weekend. But I think I understand why they're not doing it. You know, demand is definitely down right now. So, you know, that being said, discretion is the better part of valor. I am quitting. It's 2:30 in the morning. You know, I got that hour drive home, and I feel like it was a good day. It is starting to snow here in DC, and somebody I've been talking to said it was sticking already in Towson. So they were calling for kind of a winter weather event stuff tonight into Saturday morning. We'll see what happens. Sorry guys, my nose is just running like mad. It always does right when the weather changes. You know, it's just, so it's weird to see. I mean, I don't know what we're going to expect. Right now it's just a little bit of dust falling in DC. It's not sticking to anything or, you know, really doing anything significant. But if it's already sticking on the ground in Towson, then that means that the cold weather front is definitely moving in. It might just be traveling more north to south, so we'll see. But, you know, I expect to be another kind of mild day tomorrow. You know, I will say this, and this is not necessarily excuse making or in my defense, but it's definitely statistics. So I didn't get started today until about 4 o'clock. Now, is 2 hours really going to make or break me? No. But normally I try to get at least down to Silver Spring by 2. And then get some steady rides from like 2 to 4, you know, leading me either in towards the city or something. And I didn't, obviously I started later. I will say this, I was actually out in the burbs pretty much most of the evening until about 10 o'clock. So I got rides from Silver Spring to Hyattsville to Bethesda to Rockville, back to Silver Spring. I was just kind of like bouncing around suburbia, and they weren't bad rides. You know, they were $7, $8, $9, $10 rides. You have a longer pickup distance. You tend to drive 10 minutes to pick somebody up, as opposed to the city where you're like 2-3 minutes away. So, you know, there's a little bit of a trade-off there in that you can't do as many. My power, whatever, for Lyft, let's call it Quest for Lyft, whatever it is, power something for Lyft, was the kind of on my screen taunting me most of the evening, because, you know, it showing up yesterday at whatever time it did is not really, you know, it's just a tease. There's no way I'm going to get 30 prime time trips or power hour trips, whatever they are, you know, when it just showed up on a Thursday evening. So, you know, that being said, this is kind of my week to learn how it works. I'm not going to see any money this weekend from it. But, I've got the acceptance rating as good. I'm halfway there on the total number of trips. I'm just not going to get the power hour trips. And I had Lyft on tonight between 5 and 10, but Uber always wins. And there just wasn't a large volume of rides all around in general. So I didn't feel like it was... Okay, so here's the trick. If it had been ridiculously busy, let's call it July 4th, Halloween, any one of those occasions where it's just a mad, crazy amount of ride requests coming through, I might have said to myself, okay, let's take a chance, turn off Uber, and just work Lyft. I might have. But the way it's been kind of slow and steady and, tonight, I wasn't taking that risk because I've sat for, 5-10 minutes before I got a ride tonight. That's very unusual in DC to sit at all and wait for a ride. Now, I wasn't sitting for long, but, sitting in general is not a good thing. So, I don't feel like I'm comfortable enough turning off Uber and just letting Lyft, generate my income. I really do feel, and tonight it's about the same, 1/3, 2/3. Sorry, that guy's got a coffee can muffler. About 50 and then about 100 is about the even math. I think it's like 60 with Lyft or 57 with Lyft and then 100, whatever. So, I'm just not there yet. My confidence is not there that I could just make a living on Lyft alone. Especially since I don't do morning driving, for personal reasons. So if I were able to get out in the morning and, especially if I was close to DC, where I could be here between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. and then be here again for evening rush hour, I might consider it. But even then, how many trips can you do during rush hour with traffic? Maybe 3. Maybe 4 in a 2-hour period if you're really, really lucky. I don't know. It's kind of a trap. It's just as much of a trap, let's put it this way, as Uber's Quest goals being as high as they are. 60 rides Monday through Thursday and then 60 rides Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever that number is, 65, 60, whatever, 70. It's still an expectation that you're doing 120 rides. So, the tricky thing about the Lyft one is it's telling you what times you have to drive, whereas at least with the Uber one, I can drive when I want. So, there's little quirks about each one that are different. I like that Lyft runs the whole week, so you have 7 days to achieve your goal, and there's multiple levels. Versus Uber is you got 4 days to get it or you don't get anything, and then you got 3 days to get the second one or you don't get anything. So they're very different, but they're similar. So, but I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. This is a short video because I'm a little bit brain dead right now. I'm just kind of feeling a little bit exhausted. I'm on 295 going north, and like I said, the weather's starting to get a little fuzzy, but it's really nothing significant at this point. So I will let you guys know what I'm doing tomorrow when I figure out what I'm doing tomorrow. If the weather is crummy, I will probably stay closer to home. If the weather is, good enough that I feel like Saturday night's going to be a party night in DC, then I'll make the trek down. But I'm going to kind of play it by ear and see what this whole snow event, really turns out to be. So everybody get a good night's rest. Everybody that I've been talking to, I really appreciate you guys reaching out to me. I feel like now we're at a point where we're all learning together and we're all sharing knowledge together. I've got a couple guys that know Lyft a lot better than I do, and so they're educating me on the ins and outs of Lyft, and we're trading ideas, we're talking about strategy. I keep in touch with a bunch of you guys and a couple gals, and that's how we all get better at this together. I'm no expert, I'm just figuring this stuff out for myself. So, that's what this is all about, guys. It's kind of a camaraderie thing. And I know I've completely kind of dropped the ball on this whole New Year's Eve post New Year's Eve get together planning. I've just got too much crap going on in my life to be organized. I'm not gonna lie. It's just, the organization thing sucks. So, we'll come up with something, even if it's just a casual, hey, we're all gonna meet at a whatever, Buffalo Wild Wings or whatever kind of place we can come up with. I don't want to make the assumption that we're reserving space or anything like that, because if 5 people show up, or if it's just me and Ken, eating wings together, then that's what it is. If a bunch of people show up, that's great. But I will figure something out next week, because, let's let the dust settle after New Year's Eve. Everybody have a great night. Be safe on the roads. If you're going to be out tomorrow, be safe, especially if you're not comfortable driving in bad weather. Hopefully we get some snow. My kids would love to go sledding. If not, then, it's just going to be super cold. So everybody enjoy yourselves. And if you're out on New Year's Eve, please be safe. I will be back tomorrow. I will definitely touch base with you guys tomorrow. Later. Bye-bye.